I forgot about it, you forgot about it, we all forgot about it. Until now. Here are 19 reasons to watch Cell. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dave Musson, at Dave Musson on Instagram, and this is the place where I talk to you about all things Stephen King. And in this video, we are continuing our walk in chronological order through the movies and adaptations of Stephen King's works. But we're actually doubling back on ourselves a little bit, because in that chronological run, I kind of forgot about 2016's Cell, starring John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson. And then I remembered after I'd done a couple of things from 2017. So we're hopping back in time a little bit to cover this one, get it done, and move on with our lives. And that's what we're going to do in this video. I'm going to give you 19 reasons to watch Cell, or at least I'm going to try. So we'll do that in a moment, but first a couple of very quick plugs. So 3 things to plug. First of all, you can check out my range of Stephen King themed band shirts. That's mashing up well-known band logos with Stephen King books and titles. Link is in the description. Second, you can check out my multi-award winning collection of short stories from 2024, Once More Around the Sun. Link to that is also in the description. And third, if you like what I'm doing on this channel, you can become a constant viewer. That's my name for becoming a member of this channel, where you get exclusive content, early access to regular stuff, some fun emojis, and just the nice warm fuzzy feeling of supporting me directly. So do check out the link for that, also in the description. And of course, one thing you can do that doesn't cost anything at all, that helps loads, is just clicking subscribe to this channel so you don't miss anything in the future. Right then, on to 19 reasons to watch Cell, which, as I mentioned, stars John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson. Now, in my defense, this movie is terrible, so it's easy to forget. But I'm going to try and give you 19 reasons to watch it. Now, as I always do with these videos, any reasons that might spoil a first-time watch, I will cluster behind a spoiler alert, so at that point you can just use the timestamp and skip ahead to the outro if you want to dodge those, or you can watch the whole thing. And talking of watching the whole thing, well, if you want to watch Cell, you'll be pleased to know it's available in loads of places online for free, including Prime, Freevee, Pluto, loads of other places. So if you really want to watch this bad movie, you absolutely can. So don't forget to let me know what you think of Cell in the comments, but otherwise, ring ring, ring ring, hello, let's do this. Here are 19 reasons to watch Cell. Okay, a headline reason to watch Cell. I mean, I guess it's pretty good to watch the dream team from 1408 of Cusack and Jackson back on screen together, and with the heavy caveat of, given what they have been assigned to work with here, they do a fairly good job. This is also Stephen King doing zombies, so if you haven't been burnt out by zombies at this point, and you like the idea of Stephen King zombies, this could be for you. Oh, and if you want to see a film that employs hundreds of extras and makes them look fucking stupid most of the time, this is the movie for you. Like, it's, with these zombies, at times, it's so bad it's good. I don't know whether they were letting them just freeform it, whether they were particularly directed to be like this, but wow, these zombies are bad. So what's the hook of this one, in case you weren't aware? Well, it is based on the 2006 novel by Stephen King of the same name, and it's basically the same story. This pulse hits across the world, and anybody who is on their mobile phone at the time or uses their phone to take a call gets turned into this hyper-aggressive, attack-wanting zombie. And we follow a small bunch of the survivors as they try to move north from Boston up into New Hampshire so that our lead survivor, Clay Riddell, can try and locate his son. And that's about it. So at one point, this film might have turned out to be something cool. Back in 2009, the original director attached to this was Eli Roth, but he eventually departed that project when there were creative differences between him and the people producing it. And anyway, it lingered for a bit. Ultimately, they started casting people in 2012, and they eventually filmed it over 5 weeks in 2014 in Atlanta, Georgia. But yes, they filmed it in early 2014, and yet it didn't see the light of day until late 2016. That's over 2 years. Lots of red flags in the production process there, and they are justified because, as I've already said, this film is not good. Although, it is better than Mercy, and it is less offensive to constant readers like you and me than the Dark Tower movie. So, genuinely, it's not bottom of the list. Right, shall we talk about the cast for a bit? John Cusack is pretty good as our lead survivor, Clay Riddell. He's fairly likeable as a sad and flawed human being who just wants to find his son. Not quite sure why he's so obsessed with his woolly hat, though. So Samuel L. Jackson as Tom McCourt is one I genuinely like in this. Like, he's a very different character from Tom in the book, and this is much more leaning into Jackson's strengths. It's kind of him on sort of 60%, sort of not quite phoning it in, but definitely not giving us the full experience. But he's a good presence on screen, and he has by far the bunch of the best lines in this script. So Isabel Furman as Alice is okay, although somewhat undeveloped. The rest of the cast's pretty forgetful, apart from a very young Owen Teague as Jordan, who is genuinely great. He's the best one in this cast, and you feel so sorry for him, and not just because he's in cell. So lastly, before spoilers, a warning here for potential motion sickness while you're watching this. So this movie's very much leaning into the low-budget, almost docu-style zombie aesthetic. So a lot of the camera work is handheld, and it, friends, is wobbly. Just beware, okay, if you're going into this. Right, from this point onwards, I'm going to be talking about similarities between this movie and the book and showing some of my favourite moments, which might ruin a first-time watch. So consider this your spoiler alert, and if you want to bail at this point, you can just simply skip ahead to the outro using the timestamp below. Otherwise, stick around, because I've got a few more reasons for you to watch Cell coming right up. So when it comes to following the book, this one follows it fairly closely. Just like the book, the strongest part is the very start, where it all just goes off. And then it gradually peters out, tails off to an uninspiring ending. The ending here is different. We'll get to that. It's also not good like the book. And yeah, generally it's just kind of a big old shrug for the whole thing. So let's jump into some moments that I don't hate. Starting off with when the pulse hits and carnage ensues. That's actually pretty fun. They also, credit to them, they went there with somebody, a human, attacking a dog, very similar to what happens in the book. Like, credit to them for that, even if it is just a glimpse. So the scene where, at the fancy prep school, where they set a whole soccer field of phoners on fire, pretty cool, especially using the flaming arrow to do it. Yeah, it is CGI heavy, but it's effective.
You're never too old to fight it.
Now, Alice's death was actually fairly sensitively done, and it gets across the just complete senselessness, complete pointlessness of it that we get in the book. So for a tender moment, which I wasn't expecting, yeah, it does tick that box. But my favourite moment was just this sequence of like dramatic cuts where it's like, boom, sky, boom, landscape, boom, ducks, quack, quack, motherfucker. As for my favourite line in this, well, it's this perfect line where Samuel L. Jackson just sums up my entire feelings about this entire film. Did I say entire twice there? I did. Let's go with it. Here he is.
I don't like this flocking thing at all.
Me neither, man. Me neither. Okay, on to connections to other Stephen King works and to Stephen King Easter eggs in this. So on the connection side, obviously Cusack and Jackson were both in 1408 together, and Cusack was also in Stand By Me. And Owen Teague would later go on to be in It Chapter 1 and the Stand miniseries from 2020. When it comes to Easter eggs, so the death of DJ Liquid.
They call me DJ Liquid.
Yes, DJ Liquid. His death definitely felt like a nod to the death of Halloran in Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. The painting on the wall of Clay's wife's house of a ship looked very similar to the painting of a ship on the wall in 1408. Felt like a bit of a nod there. And there's one point where Jordan describes Kashwak as being a dead zone. And right at the start of the film, you might have noticed the plane, the letters and numbers on the side of the plane was N955. And 9 plus 5 plus 5 is 19. Did I miss anything? Did you spot anything else? Let me know in the comments. So lastly then, the ending. Now the ending of the novel, a lot of people don't like. It feels like a masterpiece when you look at the end of this movie, which is just like absolutely no. And then the fact they compound it by putting "You'll Never Walk Alone" on top of it, absolutely fuck off. No. Perfectly summed up by John Cusack's face in the final shot. Okay, there we go. We're back on the path of the beam. We have corrected, I've corrected my own oversight, and we've covered 19 reasons to watch Cell. Do you like this movie? I'd genuinely love to hear from you if you do. Let me know what you think of Cell in the comments, all of that sort of stuff, get involved. You know the deal. And you can check out my range of King themed band shirts, my own collection of short stories, and you can become a member of this channel too. All of the links to those are in the description, but otherwise just clicking subscribe, sharing a video with a friend, that massively helps too. And do come again soon, because next time we are hanging out with a grumpy Irishman to solve some crimes.